Hello friends, welcome back to Digitalk. So the Oracle has released the WebLogic 15c version a couple of days back, specifically the 15.1.1 version of 15c. Okay, so I have posted one another video on the installation and domain configuration on 15c just to understand if there are any specific changes in terms of the 14.1.2 and the previous versions. But if I compare the installation and configuration of a domain with the previous 14.1.2 version, okay, so there is no change in that. Okay, every process is same. The same way we have to install, the same way we have to create the domain. So if you have missed that video, I will give the link of that particular session in the description of this particular video. Okay, so now in terms of the changes in the functionality or some other functions, okay, in the WebLogic. So I am creating this particular session, okay, where I will explain what are the major changes in the 15c versions of the WebLogic. Okay, and the very first thing is the most probably you have to change your code, okay, for the 15.1.1. Okay, most probably, or I would say more than 90% of the chances are there you have to change your code. Okay, and that is just because of the Jakarta Enterprise Edition. Okay. Now, before I explain what exactly that change and what you need to be done in your code, okay? So before that, I would like to give you some overview of Java Enterprise Edition and Jakarta Enterprise Edition because this is very important to understand what is the difference between Jakarta Enterprise Edition and Jakarta Enterprise Edition and how the it work in parallel, okay? And what is the relation between them? And once you have the complete clarity, then you can able to understand properly what are the kind of changes that you need in our code, is specifically not in this version going forward when you are going to develop your application, okay, for the enterprise application servers like the WebLogic, okay. So this practice you need to follow for going forward for your code, okay. So now let us talk about the Java Enterprise Edition and Jakarta Enterprise Edition. So Java Enterprise Edition, okay, which is called the Java Platform Enterprise Edition, it is now called the Jakarta Enterprise Edition. So that means the very first thing what you have to understand, Java Enterprise Edition is now known as Jakarta Enterprise Edition. Okay, I will explain you the complete difference between both, and then why we called them Java Enterprise Edition, and then why now we are calling it Jakarta Enterprise Edition. So first, what is the Java or Jakarta Enterprise Edition? It is a set of standardized Java APIs for building scalable enterprise-grade web and cloud applications. Okay, so these are all the official package and libraries provided by the Java Enterprise Edition or Jakarta Enterprise Edition platform for building web enterprise and cloud applications, including their servlets, REST API, JPA, CDI, and their JMS configurations, EJBs, right? So that means if you are developing an enterprise application for your Java-based application servers like the WebLogic, okay, where you are developing your code specifically in the servlets, JSV, JSF, or enterprise beans, EJBs, JPAs for the database connectivity, JMS, and many more enterprise features we have right in the Java-based enterprise application server. So this Java or Jakarta Enterprise Edition provide you the standard set of APIs, which is also called the packages or libraries for building your enterprise applications. Okay, you can say this is a base for the development of your enterprise applications. Okay, so this is all about the Java Enterprise Edition, which is also as I called, which is also called the Jakarta Enterprise Edition. This is a set of specifications, set of packages, or set of libraries that we use to build our Java-based enterprise applications. Right. Now, what is the difference Java Enterprise Edition and Jakarta Enterprise Edition? Okay. So now let me tell you about the history of this Java Enterprise Edition, and then you will understand properly what is the meaning of Jakarta Enterprise Edition. So in between 1999 to 2006, okay, Java Enterprise Edition developed and managed by the Sun Microsystem. Around in 2010, Oracle acquired the Sun Microsystem and now become the owner of Java after the acquiring. Right. Now, in 2017, Oracle decided to donate Java Enterprise Edition to Eclipse Foundation. That means from 2010 till 2017. Okay. It is a Java Enterprise Edition, which is a set of specifications for developing the enterprise application. It is completely owned by the Oracle. Okay. But in 2017, they have decided to donate it to the Eclipse Foundation, which is an open source foundation. Okay, and then in 2018, after that donating this Java Enterprise Edition to the Eclipse Foundation, they have renamed it to the Jakarta Enterprise Edition. Okay, under the Eclipse Foundation. And after that, in 2020, the first major release under new name launched with the name of Jakarta Enterprise Edition. So that means, in a nutshell, it was Jakarta Enterprise Edition till 2017. After that, it is donated to the Eclipse Foundation, and after that, it has been renamed as the Jakarta Enterprise Edition. Okay, and Jakarta and Java Enterprise Edition 8 was the final version under Oracle. So that means till it was under the ownership of Oracle. The last version of the Java Enterprise Edition was Java Enterprise Edition 8. Okay, that means in till 2017. And when it was donated to the Eclipse Foundation, okay, after that, sometime it was completely renamed to Jakarta Enterprise Edition, and the first version of the Jakarta Enterprise Edition was the Jakarta Enterprise 8. Okay, which was the first version of Enterprise Edition, which was released under the Eclipse. So at that time, there is no specific differences between the Jakarta Enterprise Edition 8 and Java Enterprise Edition 8 because that was just an organization change. Okay, so it was just renamed as a Jakarta. And when we talk about the features, so the features in the Java Enterprise Edition 8 and Jakarta Enterprise Edition was almost same. It was only due to the change in name due to the change in the governance, right, from Oracle to the Eclipse Foundation. So the reason why the name changed to Jakarta Enterprise Edition, this is according to my understanding, what I have learned at multiple places, and the understanding that I have got is because Java is a trademark of Oracle. So the new governing body, Eclipse, which acquired or where the Oracle has donated this Java interpretation, Java, they couldn't use the Java in this name, right? Because it was a trademark of Oracle. Hence, it was renamed as Jakarta Enterprise Edition. Okay, inspired by the Jakarta project from Apache. Now, after that, Oracle also restricted changes to packages names starting with Java X dot star, which is why Jakarta Enterprise Edition 9 Plus uses Jakarta dot star instance. So this point is very important, specifically in terms of the 15C 15.11 version of the WebLogic, where you need to change your code. And to understand this point, let me go to next slide. Okay, so now if you see here, this is a complete version of the Java Enterprise Edition, and then when it was transformed to Jakarta Enterprise Edition, and then the subsequent releases of that. Okay, so if you see here, Java Enterprise Edition was started beginning from 2006, and then as I said, in around 2018 or 17, when it was Java Enterprise 8, okay, it was donated to the Eclipse Foundation, and then in 2019 they have released the first Jakarta Enterprise Edition 8, which was the parallel version of the Java Edition, Enterprise Edition. So there were very few changes, or you can say there were minor changes in between Java Enterprise Edition 8 and Jakarta Enterprise Edition 8. Okay, so that was the release around in, as I said, in 2018 or somewhere 18 or 19. Okay, so now here, your WebLogic 14.12, which was released in December 2024, okay, it is compliant with the Jakarta Enterprise Edition 8, which was the version released in 2019. Okay, after that, Jakarta Enterprise Edition 9 released in 2020, then Jakarta 9.1 was released in 2021. Okay, so when we say Jakarta 8, Jakarta Enterprise Edition 9, 9.1, that means there are a lot of changes. Upgrade is going on in the standard APIs or package or libraries that we need or that we use to build our Java-based applications for the enterprise world. Right. So now WebLogic 15.11, which is now released, and it support the Jakarta 9.1. And this Jakarta 9.1 was released in 2021. Okay, so that means after 2021, even there is a release of 2000, which is in Jakarta Enterprise Edition 10, which was released in 2022. And then we currently, a few months back, the latest version of Jakarta is released, which is Jakarta 11 in 2025. Okay, so now what I feel here is that WebLogic still lacking behind, okay, specifically in terms of the Jakarta editions. Now, 9.1, which was released in 2021, now it is supported by the WebLogic 15.11, and now we are currently on the Jakarta 11. So that means we have 10, and then we have 11, which was released in 2022, 2025. So that means a lot of enhancement that has been done specifically in terms of the enterprise editions for developing your enterprise applications, right? So that means if you would like to use any of the enhancement that you have in the Jakarta Enterprise Edition 10 or Jakarta Enterprise Edition 11, those features you still not able to use in the current version of WebLogic because it is supported the Java Enterprise Edition 9.1, which was released in 2021. Okay, so we have to wait for some more time for Oracle to be released a new version of WebLogic so that it can support the latest Jakarta Enterprise editions, which is the 10 and 11. Okay, so but this is the location where, as of now, the latest two versions of WebLogic stand. WebLogic 14.1.2 support the Jakarta Enterprise Edition 8, which was released in 2019, which is almost same as the Java Enterprise Edition 8. And WebLogic 15.1.1 support your Jakarta 9.1, which was released in 2021. Right. So now, what's new in the WebLogic Server 15.1.1? So we have the Jakarta Enterprise Edition 9.1 support. Okay. So whatever the thing that I have explained to you, okay, this is just to get a understanding of what exactly is the Jakarta Enterprise Edition, what exactly is the Java Enterprise Edition, which version now your WebLogic support, which is 9.1, which was released in 2021. Right, and apart from that, we still have two latest versions, and hopefully, as I said, WebLogic may release the new versions in some time, okay, to compliant with the Jakarta Enterprise Edition 10 and 11. Right. So that means your WebLogic support the Jakarta Enterprise Edition 9.1 platform specification. So you can develop your applications based on the standard API packages and libraries that is available in the Jakarta in 9.1 Enterprise Edition. Okay, and as I said, 14.1.2 still support your Jakarta Enterprise Edition 8 platform. Okay, now the major change. What is the major change that you need to do in your code? Due to this change, your 8, when we talk about the Jakarta Enterprise Edition 8 specifications, then in our code, we call the this APIs, this Enterprise Edition APIs, with by giving the Java X dot star. So this is the way we call the multiple APIs in our code. Okay, this is called the namespace for the API packages. Okay, and when we say about the Jakarta 9 or 9.x, it is completely renamed as Jakarta dot star. So by giving the notation of Jakarta, so that means till Jakarta Enterprise Edition 8, or you can say till the version of 14.1.2 of WebLogic, your code use the Java X in your for calling the different APIs and packages. But from the WebLogic Server 15.1.1 onwards, your code need to be changed. And what exactly need to be changed here? You need to change Java X with the Jakarta. This is one of the major change that you need to be done in your code. Everywhere in your class file, wherever you are using the Enterprise Edition API specifications packages, where you are calling the Java X, this need to be replaced with the Jakarta. This is one of the major primary change that you need to done in your code because now your WebLogic support the 9.1 Enterprise Edition, right? So that means if Jakarta is supporting 9.1, where you need to change your code to change Java X with the Jakarta, okay, and along with that, because your code enterprise applications use the multiple third-party applications as well, multiple third-party libraries as well. Okay, so now you can use the latest third-party libraries as well in your code, okay, which is completely based on your Jakarta 9.1 standards. So till 14.1.2, as I said, it is the Jakarta Enterprise Edition 8. So whatever the libraries or third-party libraries that you are using in your application, you were using the libraries, those were supporting the Java Enterprise Edition 8, but now it is supporting the 9.1. So that means you can use the latest libraries, whatever the latest libraries that is there, third-party libraries, specifically developed for Enterprise Edition 9.1. So this is one of the major change that we have in the WebLogic 15.1.1 due to the Jakarta Enterprise Edition 9.1 support, where you need to change your code wherever you are using the Java X in your code. This need to be replaced with the Jakarta. And let me show you the snapshot of a code so you will get a complete proper understanding. So this is my old code which is developed in the Jakarta Enterprise Edition H, or that means till 14.1.2 version. So here you can see we are importing a particular API with the Java X.persistent.entity and Java X.persistent.id. So this need to be changed as Jakarta.persistence.entity and Jakarta.persistent.id, right? So for changing the code, if you you want to change your code, okay, so for that I have posted few videos where I have explained complete step-by-step executions of how you can change your code using the migration or open recipe that has been provided by the Oracle since 14.1.2 version. How to use that one? You can download that open recipes from the Git repository of Oracle, and then you can utilize that to automate or to change your code. Okay, so that you don't need to manually change your code. So almost more than 90% of work will automatically done by that particular open rewrite recipe for you. Okay, so I will post that session link as well in the description of this video. You can go through that one. Okay, so this was the one of the major change, right? And now in the subsequent session, I will tell you what are the few more other new features or enhancement in the WebLogic Server 15.1.1.